Well, this is different. I think this is the first thing I've ever filmed for this channel, so please bear in mind with the focus or the lighting or the sound, you know, it's all a work in progress. And also I think this is what it is. This is also the first time I've ever appeared on screen in a main channel video. I've done lives before. I did a YouTube live a couple weeks ago. I'm on Instagram occasionally or on TikTok, but usually it's like ephemeral stuff that just kind of like here 1 minute, gone the next. But if you don't know who I am, my name's Matt. I'm the video creator behind the YouTube channel The Detail. I thought it'd be fun because I did do that live a couple weeks ago to answer some of your questions, answer some of the frequently asked questions, and just kind of introduce myself to this channel a little bit more rather than kind of hide behind, you know, the content and hide behind the voiceovers and the clips and all that, and maybe in the future be a bit more present on my channel, who knows. Right, so the first question is, who is behind The Detail and when and why did you start the channel? So, like I said, my name's Matt, I'm 31 years old, I live in London in the UK. I started the channel in kind of springtime 2019. I kind of was inspired by channels like Watch Mojo, The List, Nicki Swift, those types of like cheesy celebrity type videos. But I've always been like a nostalgia freak. I've always loved like 80s and 90s pop, all the kind of pop icons of those eras. So I thought it'd be fun to do a bit of a take on the Nicki Swift Kardashian type content, but do it on nostalgia gossip. So like behind the scenes, backstage dramas, you know, feuds, relationships about Madonna and Cher and George Michael and Prince and Whitney Houston and obviously Michael. When I was thinking about this, I was actually in New York and I went to go see a bunch of TV shows, and it was around the time that Leaving Neverland actually came out, and I went to go see the Wendy Williams show. And the first thing that she spoke about was Leaving Neverland. And I was actually there when she said this about it.
We're taking showers together in the nude.
Lies.
You think it's all false, Wendy?
I don't believe touching and I don't believe sex, and I do believe that this is a money grab for the families. I do believe.
Okay, come on.
This is what I believe.
So I decided that my first video was going to be how much plastic surgery has Michael Jackson actually had. I wanted something that was very like analytical and non-sensationalistic view on like, okay, but how many plastic surgeries did he actually have? Like, how much can we chronicle? So I did that first video, and 10 views and 50 views and 100 and 1,000, then 10,000, and it just accelerated really quickly. So from that, I did more videos about Michael Jackson, and I was kind of on like a stride of doing Michael Jackson content, but my intention was always to go to other artists as well. So I did a couple videos about Whitney Houston, a couple about Madonna and Prince. But what happened is that I just built this fan base of Michael Jackson fans or people interested in Michael Jackson. So every time I put something else up, they just said, can we just stick to Michael? Can we just have Michael videos? So I decided in the end to just listen to the audience, and I made it into a dedicated Michael Jackson channel. Right, next one is how's your channel developed and are you a fan? So first thing I would say is that I am a fan. I've been a fan since I was like 11, 12 years old. It's actually a bit late for most people who are fans of Michael Jackson. I remember at school we watched a film called Center Stage where they did a sequence to The Way You Make Me Feel, and I think that was the first Michael Jackson song that I was conscious of hearing. And then I kind of explored more of Michael Jackson's music. So I would say between the ages of like 12 to 14 he was like my favourite artist, and I think over the years that kind of like cooled down a bit and heated up again when Michael Jackson died, and there was that whole kind of revival around his career and music. Really, you know, listen to those same songs again, but you know, being a bit older, reading books about him, reading his autobiography, watching documentaries and interviews and everything that you can find on YouTube at that time. And then I would keep track of his career, like if he had like the albums and the performances and the shows and all that type of stuff. But nothing like today, because obviously it's so mixed in with my work. I learn and listen to Michael Jackson more than I have ever before. So when I initially started the channel thinking, right, I'm gonna just do Michael Jackson now, I really wanted it to be successful. I really wanted people to see my videos. So I thought, well, the route I'm gonna have to go down is this, you know, salacious, sensationalized, tabloidy type, clickbaity or click-worthy, as I like to call it. I think quite quickly I realized that actually the type of content I like creating and the type of content which people responded really well to was something that was less dramatized but more objective, very journalistic, just back things up with facts in terms of my writing and how I view his life. Quite humanistic, quite sympathetic to a lot of the strains and dramas that he was going through throughout his life. I think that has been really refreshing for audiences to have Michael Jackson spoken in that manner, because we're just so used to this tabloid culture of, you know, Michael Jackson is an alien, is a plastic surgery freak, and all this stuff that dehumanizes him. And I think people want to kind of understand more of him as a person, to really show him as a well-rounded human being rather than a caricatural cartoon that is written about in tabloid newspapers. Next question is how do you create your videos? So every video starts with an idea. I start researching just online, looking at articles. So most recently, the video that I did was about Michael Jackson touring the US and why he stopped that after the Bad tour, pretty much, effectively. So I look up like online articles. I also have a subscription to newspaper clippings, which you see all throughout my videos. So I can look at articles at the time. Then I write the script. The script probably takes me about a day or two. Then I send it over to my voiceover artist who records the voiceover. Then once I've got the voiceover, I can edit. And that usually takes a day or two. It's more like 2 to 3 days, because I never get it done in a day. I've got a whole archive of Michael Jackson clips that I've just collected over the years now. But I do everything at the moment, and I would actually like that to change in the future, because I am a self-taught editor. I have limitations in what I can do, so I would love to have freelance editors work on particular videos. I'd always want there to be my own personal touch and influence on each video, but it'd be nice to incorporate other people with other skills that I lack onto the channel. Will there be more merch designs? Well, I've got one on now, the Thriller disclaimer one. I wear this all the time, like particularly editing, it's just so comfy. I love doing the merch stuff. Again, it's just like another creative outlet for me, and I really try and take the time out to design for it. And the thing that I find really frustrating with it is that you could work on a design all day, and then at the end of it, it looks like rubbish and it doesn't sell, and I'm not proud of it. Yeah, I need to fit in more time to do more merch, but I would love some suggestions, what kind of eras, what type of styles you're looking for. But yeah, definitely more is coming up on the detail store. Right, plans for the channel. In recent months, about the last 6 months, I focused a lot more on series, like the Year in Review series, which a lot of you really like. Also the Janet series, Dangerous 30. I want to focus more on doing standalone, just like really interesting videos, like why did Michael Jackson stop touring the US at its peak? And a video about Michael Jackson and the title King of Pop, how he was crowned the King of Pop, where did that come about? How did he utilize it? How did he get backlash from it? How has it affected his legacy? I've also got a video about Michael Jackson and the Super Bowl, like how that kind of like changed the game in terms of the halftime show and how that has affected like every halftime show afterwards. I also have another video about Michael Jackson and the Grammys and his relationship with the Grammys, and how it was an institution that he revered so much but also became quite contentious with him. So there's a lot of cool, interesting videos I want to do, as well as the more broader, larger videos that are going to take a lot more research and a lot more work. Well, the last question is, will you appear in more videos? Pretty much from what I know from Instagram and YouTube, they are really keen on you as a creator to be more present on your channel, like your face and speaking to your audience. So I was thinking maybe I could do more of my voiceovers, actually present like a video, because sometimes with the voiceovers, if I want it to be a bit more conversational or put in a joke here and there, you know, it's very formal. So yeah, I'll be popping up a bit more. Okay guys, I think that's enough for me here. I hope you've enjoyed this little chit chat and you know a little bit more about me and about what I'm doing with the channel and where we're moving forward. You might see me around, who knows? But until then, bye.